Welcome back. In the month since the groundbreaking Child Victims Act took effect in New York State, more than 1,300 lawsuits have been filed by victims of childhood sexual assault.
The law opened a one-year window for molestation claims to be filed no matter how long ago it happened. Jennifer Freeman is an attorney who represents about 800 clients who have filed claims, and her clients are across several states, including New York and Florida. Welcome. It's really nice to have you here.
Thank you very much.
So are you surprised by the level of response with this one-year window? How many people have been filing claims?
I am in some ways really happy because it means people are coming forward and speaking up. We've had so many difficulties. It's been so hard for so many victims to actually tell their truth.
Yeah, it's an emotional thing because years after it happens, many people still live with it and find it difficult to speak about. So talk about why this one-year window gives them the opportunity maybe to get justice.
Well, it really does, and it does because it opens up these claims to anyone of any age. So if you're 35, if you're 82, you still get your right to do it, but you have to do it within the one-year window, and that ends on August 13th, 2020, so you have less than 7 months.
What do you say to critics who say this bill is just a free-for-all now, like a legal free-for-all for anyone who wants to just come out and file a claim?
Well, it's not a legal free-for-all in that the statute of limitations was so restrictive before. You can call that unfair, improper. So it's not a legal free-for-all, particularly because you still have to prove your case. You don't just, you get to file it, but you have to prove it. Right. And you have to prove it with actual evidence. You have to prove it with your testimony, with documents, and there are plenty of documents available. For example, the Catholic Church has the secret files. They have that. The Boy Scouts have the perversion files. They have those. So there are documents that are going to corroborate much of what's said.
And you brought up two groups that are defendants that have been named quite often, obviously also victims of Jeffrey Epstein, another class of folks. Talk about how this law could change the whole culture of accountability.
It really has. It really can, and it really has. There's been so much of a movement towards this. It's really a seismic shift in the landscape, starting very much in South Florida with the Miami Herald Julie Brown's excellent work, to Dr. Larry Nassar, to Attorney General Josh Shapiro in Pennsylvania doing a grand jury report of the Catholic Church. So there's been a lot of changes coming.
What do you say to victims who maybe, were victims 20, 30 years ago? They just want to put it behind them. Maybe they feel that the window has expired and now they're seeing that this window opened up. What would be your case to make in terms of everything they have to go through when you file a claim like this?
Certainly it's something, but I want them to consider it. I just want them to know that they have this time, and if they decide they don't want to go forward, that's their decision, but I want them to be informed, and I don't want them to say 8 months from now, gee, I wish I knew I had a possibility, and then they'll make the best decision for themselves.
I'm curious why there was just a one-year window that was created. Why not extend it? Why does it have to be a one-year window at all?
There should be no window. There should be no statute of limitations. The window should be open, in my view, but this was an accommodation primarily from the Catholic Church, the insurance companies, the Boy Scouts who are fighting these kinds of statutes all over the country.
What about in Florida? Do you see anything like this happening here in Florida?
There has been some efforts to change the statute here in Florida. There are some constitutional issues that have been raised, and we're going to have to address them and see where that can go.
And of course, this can be an issue that many people here can relate to because obviously a lot of people from New York reside in Florida or spend time here. So this is something that obviously they can relate to as well.
Absolutely. And also, even if you're from another state and you're transplanted down here, check your state, because a lot of these are passing. We had last year 40 different states considered statute of limitations amendments. 9 windows and revival statutes open. So your state may be open or about to be open. So pay attention.
All right. Well, thank you very much for spreading the word. I'm sure a lot of people are affected by this who don't even know it exists. So we appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.